If you're listening to this, it means you want to know what goes through a man's mind when he's got 2 minutes left to breathe. My name is James Walker. Most people call me Jimmy. I'm 39 years old. In 120 seconds, they're going to pump 3 chemicals into my veins, and I'll stop being a person. I'll become a statistic, a case number, a footnote in some prosecutor's career. I was convicted of killing 2 people during a robbery, a liquor store on the corner of 5th and Madison in Fort Worth, Texas. It was supposed to be quick, easy money, in and out in 5 minutes. Nobody was supposed to get hurt. Nobody was supposed to die, but they did, and I pulled the trigger. Before I tell you how it all went wrong, before I walk you through my last day on Earth, hit that subscribe button, because what I'm about to share isn't just my story. It's a warning. It's a confession. It's what happens when desperation meets cowardice, and 2 minutes is all you have left to make peace with who you became. Stay with me. You need to hear what comes next. I wasn't born a killer. Let me make that clear right now. I didn't come into this world with murder in my heart. I was just a kid from Fort Worth, born in a 2-bedroom apartment that smelled like cigarettes and fried food. My mom worked doubles at a diner on the highway, the kind of place where truckers stop at 3 a.m. for burnt coffee and runny eggs. My old man? He left when I was 6. I don't remember much about him except his hands. Big, calloused hands that used to fix things around the apartment. And I remember the sound of the door slamming that last time. The way my mom sat on the couch afterward, perfectly still like if she didn't move, maybe he'd come back. He never did. So it was just me and her. And she worked herself to the bone, trying to keep us afloat. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and she'd still be gone. Come home from school and find her asleep on the couch, still in her uniform, smelling like grease and exhaustion. I wasn't a bad kid. Wasn't good either, if I'm being honest. I was just there. Average grades. Average everything. I played basketball at Lincoln High. Point guard. I wasn't going to the NBA or anything, but I was decent. Fast hands. Good at reading the defense. I had a girlfriend named Maria. Beautiful girl. Dark eyes that looked like they could see straight through you. She used to laugh at all my jokes, even the terrible ones. We'd sit on the bleachers after practice, sharing a bag of hot Cheetos, talking about nothing and everything. I want to be a mechanic. Work with my hands like my old man used to. Build something real. Fix things that were broken. The irony isn't lost on me now. I couldn't even fix myself. Somewhere around 17, 18, things started getting tight. Mom's car broke down. Then the water heater died. Then the rent went up. I watched her hands shake when she counted bills at the kitchen table. Watch her skip meals so I could eat. That's when I started taking shortcuts. Small stuff at first. Shoplifting at the convenience store. A pack of cigarettes here, some snacks there. Then I started selling weed to kids at school. Nothing heavy, just enough to help with bills. Just enough to take some of the weight off my mom's shoulders. I told myself I was helping, that I was being a man, taking care of my family. But really, I was just scared. Scared of being poor forever. Scared of ending up like my mom. Exhausted, broken, invisible. And that fear made me dangerous. November 14th, 2003. I remember that date like it's tattooed on my brain. It was a Friday night. Cold. The kind of cold that gets in your bones and won't let go. I was 24 years old. Still living at home. Still selling weed. Still going nowhere. My mom's car had finally died for good. Transmission went out. The mechanic said it would cost $1,200 to fix. $1,200 we didn't have. And without that car, she couldn't get to work. Without work, we couldn't eat. I'd already borrowed money from everyone I knew. Banks wouldn't touch me. No credit, no collateral, no chance. I was drowning, and nobody was throwing me a rope. That's when my cousin Marcus called. Marcus was always into something. Nothing too serious, but enough to keep cash in his pocket. He said he had an idea. Something simple. Low risk, high reward. Eddie's liquor store, he said. Old man runs it by himself most nights. Keeps all the cash in the register. Doesn't even have cameras. 5 minutes, Jimmy. 5 minutes, and your problems are solved. I should have said no. Should have hung up the phone and found another way. But I didn't. Because when you're desperate, really desperate, you start believing that rules don't apply to you. That you're smart enough, fast enough, lucky enough to get away with it. So I said yes. Marcus gave me a .38 revolver. Silver. Heavy. I'd never held a gun before, not like that. not with intent. He showed me how to load it, how to hold it, how to make it look like I knew what I was doing. You're not going to use it, he said. It's just for show, just to scare him. In and out. I nodded. Told myself he was right. Told myself it was just a prop. A tool. Nothing more. We drove to the store around 11:30 p.m. Marcus stayed in the car. Said he'd keep watch. Said he'd honk if he saw cops. I put on a black ski mask. Pulled it down over my face. My breath was hot against the fabric. My hand was shaking so bad I could barely grip the gun. You got this, Marcus said. Just breathe. I got out of the car. The cold hit me like a slap. I walked toward the store, toward that door with the stupid little bell that jingled when you opened it. 11:47 p.m. That's when I walked in. The bell chimed. That cheerful, innocent sound. Like Christmas. Eddie was behind the counter. 72 years old. Thin gray hair. Reading glasses hanging on a chain around his neck. He was reading a newspaper, something about the Cowboys losing again. He looked up at me, and I saw it. That flicker of fear in his eyes. The way his hand moved slowly toward the counter, like he was thinking about running or fighting or both. Don't, I said. My voice came out all wrong. Shaky. High-pitched. Not tough at all. Just give me the money. Don't make this hard. Eddie nodded. His hands were trembling as he opened the register. The drawer popped open with a ding. I could see 20s, 10s, 5s. Not a fortune, but enough. Faster, I said. I don't know why I said that. He was already moving as fast as he could. That's when I heard it. The creak of a floorboard behind me. I spun around. There was a woman. Maybe late 50s, early 60s. Graying brown hair, pulled back in a ponytail. She was holding a bottle of red wine in one hand, her purse in the other. She'd been in the back, browsing, and I hadn't seen her. Her name was Carol Jensen, a schoolteacher at Riverside Elementary. She taught 3rd grade. She'd stopped in after a parent-teacher conference to grab wine for the weekend. Our eyes met, and she screamed. Not a movie scream, a real one. Raw and terrified and so human. Everything happened at once. Eddie reached under the counter. I thought he was going for a gun. Later I found out it was just the phone. He was trying to call 911, but I didn't know that. I panicked. My fingers squeezed the trigger. The sound was enormous, like the world exploding. The gun kicked back in my hand, almost flew out of my grip. Eddie's chest bloomed red. He looked down at it, almost confused, like he didn't understand what had just happened. Then his legs gave out, and he dropped. Just collapsed behind the counter like a puppet with its strings cut. Carol screamed again, louder this time. She turned to run. And God, I don't even know why I did it. I fired again. The bullet hit her in the back. She stumbled forward, crashed into a shelf of chips. Bright yellow Lay's bags tumbled down around her. She reached out, like she was trying to grab onto something. Anything. Then she was still. I stood there, frozen, the gun smoking in my hand. 2 bodies. 2 people who'd been alive 5 seconds ago. 2 people with families, with lives, with plans for tomorrow. And I'd taken that from them. The smell hit me then. Gunpowder and copper and something else. Something final. I should have called 911. Should have tried to help them. Should have stayed. But I ran. I ran out of that store so fast, I thought my heart would explode. Got in the car. Marcus took one look at my face and floored it. What happened? He kept asking. What the hell happened? I couldn't answer. Couldn't speak. All I could see was Carol's hand reaching out. Eddie's confused face as he fell. We drove to an abandoned warehouse on the east side. I threw the gun in a dumpster. Burned my mask and jacket in an oil drum. Watched the fabric curl and blacken and disappear. I thought if I destroyed the evidence, I could destroy what happened. But you can't burn away guilt. It doesn't work like that. They caught me 4 days later. Marcus flipped the second they brought him in for questioning. Told them everything. Said it was all my idea. That I'd forced him to help. That I was the one who pulled the trigger. I didn't even fight it. What was the point? They had his testimony. They had witnesses who saw the car. They had my fingerprints on the door handle. They had me. The trial lasted 3 weeks. My court-appointed lawyer was a tired man in a cheap suit who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. He tried. I'll give him that. But what could he really say? I did it. There was no question. The prosecutor was young, ambitious. She painted me as a monster. A cold-blooded killer who'd executed two innocent people in cold blood for what? $347. That's how much was in Eddie's register. $347 for two lives. The jury deliberated for 4 hours. When they came back, none of them would look at me. Guilty. First-degree murder. 2 counts. The sentencing hearing was worse. Eddie's son spoke. Carol's husband spoke. They showed pictures. Carol at a school play with her students. Eddie at his granddaughter's baptism. Real people. With real lives. That I'd stolen. The judge didn't even hesitate. Death penalty. No possibility of parole. My mom cried in the courtroom. That sound, God, that sound will haunt me forever. It was worse than Carol's scream. Worse than Eddie's last breath. That was 6 years ago. 6 years on death row. 6 years of appeals that went nowhere. 6 years of waking up every morning knowing this day would eventually come. Today, they woke me at 4:30 a.m. Guard named Phillips. He's been here 12 years. He didn't say good morning. They never do on execution days. He just opened the cell door and said, "Time to shower." The shower water was cold. Nobody told me why. Maybe it's always cold. Maybe they just don't care. They gave me new clothes. All white. Cotton shirt and pants. Like I'm some kind of angel now. Like white can wash away what I did. Breakfast was cold scrambled eggs, dry toast, and orange juice. Standard last meal for Texas death row. I couldn't eat. My stomach felt like it was full of rocks. A chaplain came by around 9 a.m., young guy with kind eyes. Asked if I wanted to pray. I told him I didn't remember how. He prayed anyway. Asked God to have mercy on my soul. Asked for forgiveness on my behalf. I wanted to believe it mattered. That someone somewhere was listening. But I'm not sure I do. They let me make one final phone call at noon. I called my mom. She lives in Oklahoma now. Moved away after the trial. Couldn't stand the looks, the whispers. She picked up on the first ring, like she'd been waiting by the phone. Jimmy. Her voice was small, broken. "Hey, Ma." She cried, just sobbed into the phone. I couldn't find words. "What do you say to your mother when it's the last time?" "I love you, baby," she kept saying. "I love you so much. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I couldn't." "It's not your fault," I said. My throat was so tight it hurt. "None of this is your fault. You were the best, Mom. You hear me? The best." She cried harder. "I gotta go. I love you. I love you. I love." The line cut off. Time was up. The warden came at 5:45 p.m. He's a big man. Gray hair. Weathered face. He's overseen 43 executions. Mine will be 44. He read the execution order. Official language. Legal jargon. It all blurred together. "Do you understand?" he asked. I nodded. "It's time." The walk from death row to the execution chamber is exactly 47 steps. I know because I counted them during the practice drill they make you do. Yeah, they make you rehearse your own execution. Walk you through it so you know what to expect. So you don't freak out and make a scene. Like any of that matters. Today, I count them again. 1, 2, 3. My legs feel heavy. Like I'm walking underwater. Like gravity has doubled. The guards are on either side of me. Not holding me. I'm not fighting. Where would I go? 10, 11, 12. The walls are institutional green. That horrible color that's supposed to be calming, but just makes everything feel more like a nightmare. 20, 21. I can hear my heartbeat in my ears. Each thump feels too loud, too fast, like it's trying to fit a lifetime of beats into these last few minutes. 30, 31. The chaplain is walking behind us. I can hear his shoes on the linoleum. Soft squeaks with each step. 40, 41. My mouth is dry. I try to swallow, but there's nothing there. 45, 46. There's a door ahead. Steel. Heavy. Beyond it is the execution chamber. 47. We stop. The warden unlocks the door. The sound of the lock turning is so loud, it makes me flinch. The door opens. Inside, the room is smaller than I remembered from the rehearsal. Bright white walls. Fluorescent lights that make everything look sterile and cold. In the center is the gurney. It's exactly like a hospital bed, except for the straps. Brown leather straps hanging off the sides. Waiting for me. To the left is the force stand. 2 bags already hanging. Clear liquid. The first drug, sodium thiopental. It'll put me to sleep. At least, that's what they say. 3 windows line the far wall. Each has curtains pulled back. Window 1, victims' families. I can see Eddie's son. He's older now, gray at the temples. Next to him is Carol's husband, Robert. His face is stone. Window 2, my witness. There's no one there. I told my mom not to come. Told her I didn't want her last memory of me to be this. Window 3, media. 2 reporters with notepads. Recording history. My death will be 3 paragraphs in tomorrow's paper. Lie down, please, the warden says. My legs almost give out. A guard steadies me by the elbow. Not rough. Almost gentle. I sit on the gurney. The leather is cold. I swim my legs up and lie back. The ceiling has a water stain, shaped like a bird with its wings spread. I've never noticed it before. Funny what you see when you know you're seeing it for the last time. They strap down my arms first. Left, then right. The leather is tight. Not painful, but secure. I couldn't move if I wanted to. Then my legs. My chest. My forehead. I can't move at all now. Can barely breathe. A technician comes in. I've never seen him before. He doesn't look at my face. Just my arms. Searching for a vein. He finds one on my right arm. The needle slides in. I feel the pinch, then the cold sensation of the foreline. Then the left arm. Back up, in case the first one fails. They've thought of everything. The chaplain leans down near my head. The Lord is my shepherd, he whispers. I shall not want. I close my eyes. The bird on the ceiling disappears. The warden's voice cuts through. James Walker, you have been sentenced to death by the state of Texas for the murders of Eddie Martinez and Carol Jensen. Do you have any last words? This is it. My last chance to speak. To be heard. To matter. I open my eyes. I look at the ceiling first. At the bird-shaped water stain. It really does look like it's flying. Then I turn my head as much as the strap allows. Toward the witness window. Toward Eddie's son. Toward Carol's husband. My voice comes out rough. Dry. I want to say, I'm sorry. The words feel too small. Too useless. I know those words don't bring anyone back. I know they don't undo what I did. I know Eddie's son still had to bury his father. I know Robert still wakes up in an empty bed. I know Carol's students waited for a teacher who never came back. I took that from them. From you. And no amount of sorry will ever be enough. But I need you to know, I think about them every single day. Every single night. I see Carol's face when I close my eyes. The way she reached out. The way she fell. I hear Eddie's last breath. I was 24 years old. Stupid. Desperate. Scared. And those aren't excuses. They're just facts. Facts that don't matter because 2 people are dead and it's my fault. I should have said something that night. Should have called 911. Should have stayed. Should have tried to help them. But I ran. I was a coward. And that silence, that running away, that cost me my soul. I haven't had peace in 6 years. I don't deserve it. But I hope, I really hope, that after tonight you can find some. That this brings you some kind of closure. That you can move forward knowing I paid for what I did. To my mom, my voice breaks. I swallow hard. Mom, I'm sorry I couldn't be the son you deserved. I'm sorry for every tear you cried because of me. I'm sorry I couldn't fix things like I promised. You did everything right. This isn't on you. It's on me. All on me. I love you. I love you so much. And I hope wherever I'm going, I can find a way to be better than I was here. I look back at the ceiling. At the bird. I'm ready. I whisper. The warden nods to someone I can't see. I feel the chemicals enter my veins. Cold. So cold. Like ice spreading through my blood. My vision starts to blur. The edges of the room soften. The bird on the ceiling starts to move. Or maybe it's me. Maybe I'm finally flying. I think about Maria. Her laugh. The way she used to touch my face and tell me I could be anything. I think about my mom. Her hands counting bills at the kitchen table. I think about Eddie. About Carol. I think about nothing.